Welcome back to my channel! I showed all furniture and rooms in my apartment, and that's why I'm shooting in the kitchen. But today's topic is cookie, and let's start cooking them. But first, could you please subscribe to stop seeing this banner and smash like if you also hate this banner on every web page that you can visit. And let's start! What is the cookie? Cookie is the small piece of information that you can put into browser, and the browser will attach it to every request for that particular domain. The cookie is just a string, but it can be just a value, as you can see, ABC, or it can be key-value pair. There are two ways how you can set cookie. The first one is set cookie header. The server side, when respond to your request, will add this header to set a cookie for this particular domain. The second option, you can do it from JavaScript. As you can see, there is a document.cookie. You can access almost all cookie from there, and also you can add certain cookie for this domain that you are running JavaScript for. There are a few questions. First of all, should browser attach this cookie for this domain for this particular request, or shouldn't? Also, should the JavaScript have access to that cookie? To answer these questions, we need to take a look at the attributes for every cookie. First of all, we can control when this cookie expires. It means after a certain date, the browser stops attaching this particular cookie to request for that domain. The first attribute is max age. You can specify how many seconds that cookie should be alive. As you can see, right now I specify 60 seconds, and this cookie, when it's set, it will expire in 60 seconds, and browser stop attaching it to any request. Also, you may specify the expires attribute, where you set the exact date when you want this cookie to be expired. But what if we not specify that? Then the cookie will be session. What is the session? The session is your tab. If you close this tab, you close the session, and this cookie will expire for browser. And if you open a new tab and enter the same website, this cookie won't be there anymore in browser because it's expired with the session. But there is a small hack. Some browsers have this functionality, restore previous session, and it means it restores everything in that session, including the session cookie. Also, you may specify the exact path this cookie should be included. For example, by default, the cookie that you set will be included in all requests for that domain. In my example, you can see there is a simple endpoint, and this particular cookie, ABC only simple path, will be attached only if the request have this part in the URL. If it doesn't, for example, it's sent to, info users, this particular cookie won't be included in this request, won't be attached to this request. Great. Also, together with path, you may specify the domain, but here's a bit tricky situation. You cannot specify the cookie for the domain, third-party domain. It's done to work with subdomains, to simplify. Also, there is small trick. As you can see, this prefix __host will force this cookie to have attribute path. If this cookie doesn't have this attribute path, this cookie will be ignored. As I showed you before, you can access cookie from JavaScript, just document.cookie. But there is well-known vulnerability in the internet, in the browser, XSS, when some third-party JavaScript code can be run in your environment. And to protect, just in case, to secure and not allow third-party scripts to steal cookie from your document, there is a special attribute called HttpOnly. It's used for marking certain cookie that cannot be accessed to JavaScript. But why do we need them? For example, if we have session ID, server want to add this session ID to a cookie. to store them in browser, and browser will attach this cookie to every request to that server, and server will know who you are and whether you allow to perform certain actions or not. And that's enough. You don't need to have access from your JavaScript in this case. The browser and server will do everything for you. Oh, secure, my favorite attribute. Click like if you also have your favorite attributes for cookies. Cool. This attribute specifies whether this particular cookie can be attached to the non-secure protocol or not. For example, if you specify the secure attribute, this cookie won't be attached to the request that are sent to HTTP URL, but will be in HTTPS. As you know, HTTP is not secure protocol. It's just a text. It's not encrypted. It's sent through the wire as a usual text. And if your cookie doesn't have this secure attribute, they will be sent with HTTP requests. And if you store in this cookie something very private, for example, session ID or some secrets, they can be stolen by man-in-the-middle attack when someone just interrupt your traffic and gets all information from your request. And this is very useful header because it forces browser to include this very secret cookie only for the request to HTTPS. Also, there is the same prefix but __secure that will ignore all the cookies that doesn't have this attribute and mark them that they must have it because they have this prefix. Oh, the most modern and a bit controversial attribute for cookie because it broke the backward compatibility of the cookies when the browser introduced it. SameSite. This is very important attribute for the cookie because besides XSS, we also have CSRF problem. Yeah, let's imagine you have your website, your banking, for example, website, and the banking website attaches a cookie for your browser for their domain, banking.com, for example. And you logged in and you have a cookie with a session ID for the banking. After that, you forget to log out for browser to clear this cookie and you visit another web page. When you click somewhere on that website, they will secretly send, for example, post request to the banking, and the browser will attach your session ID because it's in the browser, in the cookie, will attach in the cookie, and the server side will think that it's you, the one who performed this action. And this is very bad thing because users don't want to send their money to someone, but by visiting this very suspicious website and clicking any button, the money can be sent because the request will be sent to the server, and the banking server cannot distinguish whether this good request or bad. This request has a session ID in cookies, and that's why it will assume that this is a right, valid request. And this particular attribute solves this problem because you may specify 3 options. By default, it's lax, but you may go even stricter. This example, when I set the same site to strict, it means that this particular cookie won't be attached by browser to any request from not the same site. It means if request is done on the web page with the domain that set this cookie, then the browser will attach it. But if the request is done on some third-party web pages, or even if third-party web pages will navigate you to your web page, for example, with a send form or something, the browser will not add this cookie. And this is great. This is the solution to all our problems with this CSRF. SameSite lax is less strict mode. It as well doesn't allow browser to attach this cookie when the request is sent from third-party web pages. It also helps us with this CSRF problem, but it allows us, when we navigate from third parties to your web page, the browser will include this cookie. And that's why it's very useful when you want to store the session ID, because you want to log in user straight away when the user opens your web page. Also, you may specify SameSite none. It means the browser will include this particular cookie in every request to your website. For example, even if you on third-party websites and this third-party website send cross-origin request to your server, this cookie will be included. But by default, it's lax, and this is why it broke the backward compatibility, because before certain versions of the browser it was a SameSite none, but right now it's lax, and we rely on this behavior. Warning, a huge warning here, because right now we on this slippery area when attributes and features not implemented yet in all browsers, and also right now they are in the process of testing how it works, whether it will work, but you still should know about that. And right now we are going to talk about chips. Chips, it's a way how you can prevent the third-party web pages and trackers track you on different web pages. Okay, how it works. When the browser loads your web page, the browser will send a request to the server to load this analytic.js script. The server will set this set cookie header with some random unique identifier that identifies you. And when the request will return to the browser will remember this cookie, because this cookie have SameSite none, and when you stop watching this beautiful picture, you want to open some shop. For example, you visit some online shopping and you want to buy something. And let's imagine this shop used the same script, analytic.js. It means that when the browser loads right now the shop page, the request will be sent to the same domain. And what? The browser with SameSite none will attach this cookie. And what this cookie contains your unique identifiers. The service that provides this script can detect, okay, this user with these unique identifiers before was on the pages where he saw this beautiful image with the mountains, probably he needs to buy some equipment to climbing. And this is how all this advertisement and tracking works. But it's bad. I don't want to be tracked. If I say no to third-party cookies, they may be useful. For example, they may have this iframe charts that have to use this third-party cookie to identify you and to allow you to write the comments as you. Yeah, and you don't want to log in on the same web page into different widgets. Some developers come up with this idea. Let's have this type of cookie to be partitioned. As you can see, it's a new attribute, partitioned. What it means? It means the browser will remember that this unique identifier is set, yes, for third-party crossorigin.com, for example, but for this particular web page. And when you close your website with the image and open the shop website, and the shop website will load the same script for the same domain, as far as this cookie is partitioned, browser won't attach this cookie to that request. Yes, this cookie should be attached, but it's partitioned. It means it's third-party cookie that should exist for different domains, even if the request is sent to the same domain. And this is how we can prevent tracking us in the web. Because every page that you visit with this partitioned cookie, you will have different unique identifier. Oh, it's even more mysterious than partitioned, because right now it doesn't work anywhere except Google on the flag, and you cannot try it because you need to send a special document to a special organization, but there is now a clear way how to do this. Let's imagine your organization have 3 different domains, completely different, like shop.com, myfly.com, live.com. As far as you understood, each of these domains will have different jar for cookies in browser, and you cannot share the same session between those 3 domains. But you really want to do, if the user logs into under one domain, you want to allow this user to open other domains and also be logged in, and not force user to log in again. This attribute allow SameSite lax cookies to be attached to the different domains. But here you need to specify what does it mean, SameParty. You need to come up with this small document. For now, it should be stored here, .well-known first party set, and it should be JSON where you describe the owner of this party, yeah, and all your domains. And this document should be sent to the specific organization. For now, it's unclear where to send and how. After you send, the browser will attach this SameSite lax cookie to every request for this party, for these 3 domains. Yes, you may say that you can solve this problem with subdomains and use only that. Yes, that's a very good solution, and you probably should do like that. But this is a very cool feature. As you can see, you need to specify SameParty attribute to say that this particular cookie should be included in all domains that you call party. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe, write a comment. There will be plenty more interesting videos on this channel. And also, if there are any updates about the cookies or something connected with them, I also will shoot the video for you. And at the end, let's see what we have, what we prepared. Oh! So, the smell is amazing. See? Oh, they're very hot, very great. See you on GitHub.